bench, getting routine minutes, playing with Caruso and Kuz. How is that compared to what you thought it might have been, and what do you think has led to the success that you've been having so far?
I mean, honestly, I didn't know. Only thing I could do was just be ready, and just whenever my number get called, just be ready. Honestly, I didn't know how it would go. A couple guys went down. Like Rondo. Yes, sir. And like Avery opting not to come back, so it kind of like opened up for me a little bit. And in a situation like that, you just try to take full advantage of it till like Rondo get back and things like that.
You like playing with Caruso and Kuz?
Yeah, absolutely. AC, he's always out there. He's talking. He put you in the right spots. Kuz been aggressive. Me just being aggressive, just trying to continue to keep that tempo up. Make sure we go out there and we do the right stuff. Most importantly, just have fun and just play the right way. And everything else, will come. It's only my sixth game of the year, so for me personally, it's just about having fun, just enjoying every moment, being in the moment, and staying in that moment, and that's all I can do.
Hey, Dion, it seems like on the court, obviously a lot of potential with what you bring to the table and some of the things that the Lakers need. How is it off the court, just out of curiosity, just your personality, how it jives with some of the other players? How is that all working out?
It's good. You still getting to know one another as far as just on the court, guys, spots, and things like that. Me's just still trying to be aggressive, just be who I am, attack, make plays for myself and others. I know my rhythm going to come. I know my shot going to fall eventually. But if I'm doing the little things right now and just really trying to just get that rhythm and gain momentum going into the playoff, I'll be fine. I'm not worrying about my shot. I know, my shot going to fall eventually, and just continue to keep working. But I'm doing all the little things, getting to the basket, creating, just the little things.
Hey, Dion, it's Dave McMenamin. This is, I think, your fourth team now and second team that you joined mid-season. What's it been like to pick up the terminology, the schemes, the plays, and what are they doing? Is there an assistant coach that's working with you more often to try to get up to speed?
At the end of the day, it's basketball, so it's pretty much all the same stuff, just different names. That's just getting used to that, just the calls of the plays and things like that. But it's basketball. Everybody pretty much run the same sets. Just different names. But that's it. But I've been with Phil, in Cleveland. So that pretty much was easy for me. I've been working with Phil since then. But all the other coaches, assistant coaches, talk to him, J Kidd, Q, a lot of those guys. So I pick their brains, ask them what they see out there. How can I improve? Different situations like that.
Allie? Kalgu?
Dion, I think your offensive game translates pretty easily. For this team, what's the biggest gap you're trying to close in terms of defense and trying to make sure you're coordinated with everyone else on that end?
Like every day, it's a day-by-day process. Like I said, it's only my sixth game of the year, so it's about just continue to get better each day, step by step, not trying to get it all back in one day. So that's the biggest thing for me, honestly. Just defense, just playing hard, being in the right spots at the right time. You're going to make mistakes. I'm going to make mistakes, of course, because, some things is new. But if you play hard, coaches don't mind. And
do you mind me asking maybe something that's new, or is there something that came up in the game yesterday?
Nah, it's just sometimes you could be late to spots. It's different schemes, and if you were a step slower, it could happen that fast. So you just want to be open-minded going into the situation, not trying to put too much pressure on yourself, which I don't do. But at the end of the day, like you still got to go out there and think and just try to be there a step early. If you're there a step early, everything will be fine.
Tanya?
How do you, after having played a few games, how do you feel physically, just in terms of getting up to speed for?
I feel good. I be sore. I ain't gonna lie. I be sore. So, but it's a good sore. Just being able to compete, just being able to get your juices going again, that competitive edge, that spirit. But most important, just having fun. Having an opportunity to come out here and do what you love to do every day. You know, I'm blessed.
Was that a Madden schedule you guys were?
Yeah, we got a Madden tournament going on. I'm 4-1, by the way.
Who's your one loss team?
I can't tell you that. But, yeah, I'm winning Super Bowl.
You don't have the Eagles.
Nah.
Surprised by that.
You know, the Eagles, when I first got the Eagles, when the game first came out, their rating was at 89, so they was trying to tell me they were too good. So I started playing with Kansas City. Kansas City offense is great. You know, I gotta work harder on the defensive end. You know, their defense is not like the offense. So it balanced out the two.
Hey, Dion, Melissa Rowland here.
How you doing?
Hey, so Frank has talked about how both you and JR came into this team and really added to the team's chemistry right away. What's your approach as a new guy coming onto this team that already has great chemistry, trying to add to it? What's the move there?
No, just be yourself. That was the biggest thing for me, just being myself, just trying to come in and not, do too much or, just overthink, the situation. And at the end of the day, it's basketball. So I feel like coming into the situation.
Atmosphere has been like for you, how the players are responding, the guys on your bench, how that might have contrasted to some of the other action that you're watching and just your observations from being there?
You mean as opposed to when we have fans?
Yeah, thanks. Yeah.
Yeah, it's different. I mean, our bench all year has been really energized and vocal and a big part of the game. Even when the starters are out, they're encouraging the young guys, part of the togetherness atmosphere we want to create. And we've been really good with that throughout most of the year, and it's needed now more than ever with the unique environment that we're in without the fans, where we have to generate our own energy.
And then, Frank, has your kind of 24-hour day returned to what it's like in the regular season when it's just film from that game? If you get a chance from the next opponent, are you basically back to being kind of consumed like a head coach typically is by basketball?
It's the best way to put it. Around the clock, consumed. The game you just played, all the cleanups, corrections, ways you can get better, ideas of things you can do, and then obviously you turn the page to the next opponent, studying them inside and out. And I'm definitely in that grind right now for sure.
Hey, Frank, it's Dave. The Bucks rested some of their guys in the second half against Brooklyn today and ended up getting upset. I'm just curious how you plan, if at all, to rest your bigger guys in these final 5 games for the playoffs.
Yeah, we haven't made any final decisions on that. The plan right now is to play those guys, and we still have a lot of areas to continue to improve before we feel like we're ready to win games in the playoffs and to be at the level that we want to reach. So for us, we're still in habit building mode, and continuing to just iron some things out that we're not quite where we were, in my opinion, when the hiatus hit. And so our mindset is to continue to play our guys and to get there.
Hey, Frank, it's Bill. The original timeline for Rondo was 6 to 8 weeks. He's probably, I guess, would be about halfway through the most optimistic end of that. Is there a plan for him rejoining you guys, and will he continue his rehab in the bubble, or when would you expect to see him there?
Yeah, he's definitely going to come back into the bubble very soon. I think he's making, I'm not sure the exact details of it, but I think he's making his way to Florida tomorrow, and will spend a certain period of time outside of the bubble before he's reintegrated inside the bubble.
Allie?
Just to double check, so even though it's a back-to-back, your plan is to play the guys, your starters?
Yes.
On Dion, I mean, obviously his offensive game translates pretty much in any scheme, it seems like. But on defense, where are some of the areas where you guys are still trying to fill in the gaps?
Just familiarity with his teammates and with our system. His basketball instincts are so strong that he's really been productive for us. So it really just comes down to knowing his teammates, where they're going to be on the floor when he has the basketball, the types of actions that we're going to put him in, and then just all the different coverages that you see from game to game. are always a little bit unique and different based on the other team's offense. So he's just getting up to speed with some of those things.
Tanya, do you have any?
Yep.
Good. All right. I guess we're all set. Tanisha, unless you have anybody?
I do have a few
Okay.
people.
Go ahead.
BT?
Thank you. Hey, Frank, this is Brad here in LA.
What's up, Brad?
How far away do you think Dion is away from his peak play?
How far? Who? Dion?
Dion, yeah. How far away is he from being that peak player you guys have seen over the years?
Yeah, I mean, I think he's still a ways away. I think our whole group is not shooting the ball that well from the perimeter. I think that's going to continue to come as he gets his legs under him. And, like I said, continuing to gain familiarity with our defensive scheme, our offensive system, and the communication and familiarity with his teammates, those things still have a ways to go. But, I think the ceiling's pretty high for what he can do for us. And, but we're excited about what he's done so far, too.
Hey, Frank, I'm curious. You guys have now been in the bubble for about 3.5 weeks. And before you guys went in there's a lot of talk around how one of the most important things of all of this is going to be the mental aspect. I'm curious now with a big chunk of time there, how that's going, how are different guys responding, and how has your job sort of changed with managing all of that?
Yeah, it's difficult being away from our families this long, and I've heard a couple of guys talking about it. I know I personally am feeling it. Just miss my wife and my daughters and being home. Obviously you spend a lot of time on FaceTime. And I know our guys are feeling that some as well, but we're doing okay. And like one of the other questions asked earlier, we're really in the grind right now. Where there's a lot of work to be done. Practice every day, game every other day. There's a lot of preparation that goes into all that stuff. So our minds are being occupied with that. One of the more challenging things I think might be just the timing that we're facing, because we're playing the 9 o'clock games a lot of times, and those games get over sometimes after midnight local time, and that's been a little bit of a challenge. We have an evening practice tonight, which is unique and unusual, so just adjusting to some of those things is a little bit unique and challenging, but like I said, we're all doing fine with it.
Last two questions. Anthony Slater.
Yeah, Coach, your starters are minus 21 in 34 minutes. What do you think's been the issue starting halves for that unit?
Oh, we're just not shooting the ball that well. That's a big part of it. I think they're just struggling to get into a rhythm early. I've been challenging them to play with more offensive pace. And, if we do that, I think we can get better shots on the offensive end, get a chance to set our defense. And, that unit – has been a really strong defensive unit for us throughout the year. So, I think it's just a matter of time.
Last question, Gil.
Hey, Frank, follow up on the Rondo question. Maybe this is obvious and I'm just not connecting the dots, but what's the value of having him come be outside the bubble for a while? Does that shorten is there something you can do to shorten his quarantine time when he?
Yeah, to be honest, Bill, I'm not exactly sure. I just know there's they're dealing with the league office in terms of what the protocols are for reentry, and it's really something that our